Hi everyone, welcome back to Li'l K Artistry. I am Kristen, the artist also known as Li'l K, and this is my studio mascot, Mr. Bentley. Some of you have wondered where he is. I bring him out to be in some of my videos, but usually he's sleeping. He's awake today, huh? Let's say hi to everybody. Hello! Are you a good boy? Are you mama's good boy? Come kisses. Kisses. Thank you. So for those of you who are wondering, Mr. Bentley is a Chiweenie, so he is part Chihuahua and part Dachshund. He's a mini, so he only weighs about 11 pounds, and he is 11 pounds of pure heart. He's the sweetest little dog ever. Aren't you? Are you a good boy? I am going to tuck him into his bed and then come back, get all my supplies, and I am going to do another cloud pour with the Li'l K Abstract Cellism mix on my I think it's a 14-inch round, and I'm actually going to turn this into another spinner. It's going to be smaller for some of the smaller pieces that I do. Say goodbye. I'll be right back. All set. And here we are. This is one of my older cloud pours that I did. I loved the color combination, but it didn't dry well because of I did it last summer and I got some bugs in it. So I sanded it down a little bit, smoothed it out. And what I'm planning on doing is I have an older spinner here that I use for some of my other art. And I have been doing some of the smaller pieces on this, but what I'd like to do is have a little bit larger, so it's going to be smaller than this one, but it's still going to be fairly good size. This is a 14-inch, I think, or perhaps it's a 16-inch. I think it's a 16-inch. This is a 16-inch cradled wood canvas you can see on the back. It's wood. So I am going to do a pour on that, and then I'm going to attach it like in my video 89. I'm going to attach it, but this time I'm actually going to be painting it first. Then I will attach it, and then once it's attached, I'll seal it, and then I can start using it. So this is my larger one that I did like that. And this one, it's going to be a little bit smaller because I have been working with some smaller canvases. Canvas? I think it's canvases. Anyway, so it's not Canvi, it's canvases. I don't know what I'm thinking. So I still have a little bit of laryngitis kicking around, but my voice is better today. So I am going to go ahead and do a cloud pour, like I said, and this is going to be all with my Li'l K Artistry Abstract Cellism mix, because again, I'm trying to show how versatile this mix is. And I'm also using the cloud mix, which is uses the same base formula. And that's back in video 233. If you want to see the formula for that, it is based on, it's slightly tweaked from Steve Chase's Abstract Cellism mix from Chase Fluid Art. So I hope you guys go over there and watch his videos and subscribe to his channel. He only has the 2 videos, but so good, just so good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mostly purples, and I do have some green. I'm debating whether or not I want to put a darker green in there too. I have this green gold. I think I might do a little bit also of the sap green, which is a darker green. It dries a lot darker too. So that, I think I might take the golden permanent violet dark out. No. Yes, okay. I'm going to leave that one in. All right, I'll tell you what the colors are. I'm just trying to figure it out. I changed my mind last minute, so sorry about that. So I'm going to use my quinacridone magenta carbon black mixture as the base. That's one of my favorite custom colors ever. So welcome back if you are a returning subscriber, and welcome if you're new. I hope that you enjoy the videos that you see here. This channel this is my therapy. It's been my therapy for more than 2 years now, and I just love coming in here every day. Sometimes I'm in here for hours and I'm experimenting, or I'm painting for me, or I'm trying new things. This year is all about trying new things, as well as doing some of my tried and true, which is the cloud mix with the Abstract Cellism. I'm going to be working on some texture pieces. I'm adding embellishments to some of the previous pieces that you've seen me done, and I'll be you see me do, and I'll be sharing those videos coming up very soon. And so you can see the process. You go back and watch the original video of how I made the painting, and then the new one with the embellishments on it. So fun. So I'm looking forward to that, and also trying some new things. I have some texture art that I have been playing around with, and I have some new paints that I'm also going to be trying too. So I'm going to share that all with you. This channel is meant to be fun, educational, relaxing, enjoyable. Really, my goal with this channel is to have you leave my channel better than when you got here. So if you had a bad day, or if you're frustrated or depressed or sad or angry or whatever, when you leave here, you feel better than when you got here. That's my goal. If you want to reach out to me, feel free to comment on this video. Also, I can be reached at lilkartistry@gmail.com. I do my very best to get back to everyone. Okay, having said that, please subscribe if you haven't yet. We are going to go ahead and do this pour. I'm very excited. I'm going to start with the quinacridone magenta and black base. So it's pretty dark, but this is just the base. It is like the deepest plum. It's one of the most beautiful colors, and it's a custom color. I accidentally made it back, I don't know, 5 or 6 months ago, I think. I was trying for an entirely different color, and I thought, you know, what happens if you add black to quinacridone magenta? And if you know, see, let me show you. This is quinacridone magenta, and this is what happens when you put black with it. So changes it pretty significantly, but it also makes it into a stunning, beautiful, deep purple plum color. I'm just gonna pop those few bubbles right there. Okay, ooh, there's another one right there. Boop, get that one too. Start with a very smooth base. I'm using a little bit bigger cup today. This is 9 ounces. I'm not gonna fill it all the way, but I feel like I have a little bit more control over it when it's a larger cup. So I'm experimenting with these larger guys. Okay, then also, I want this to have a lighter center, and I want it to be shimmery. I did a couple actually with my son when he was here visiting over the holidays, and it was his idea to put gold in the middle, and I love the way it shimmered. I don't have it right on me. I can run over there and get it, but it was browns and golds and greens, really beautiful, and the center of it was just gorgeous. It was a shimmery gold. So I'm going to try it this time with a silver, because most of my colors here are going to go really well. Pinks and purples going to go really well with the silver. So I've got that base coat down. I'm going to come over there. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see how I'm layering the cup, and then when I do the pour, and obviously it'll be a better close-up too. So I'm going to come over there and get you guys closer so you can see. Let's go make some art. Here we are a little closer. Hopefully you guys can all see that. There are a couple of bubbles in the center there. Pop those real quick. Okay, now I'm going to load up the cup, and like I said, I do want to have a bright, shiny center. So I am going to put the iridescent silver fine in the bottom of the cup. And remember, this is a cloud pour, so the first color in the cup is the last color out of the cup, which means it will be in the very center of the painting. And then these other colors, I'm going to put just a little bit of each one in there. And then the feature colors that I want, the purple and possibly this dark green, but I think it might be the light green. Those feature colors, I'm going to put a little bit more of those in. And then I'm doing the quinacridone magenta. I will list out the colors too for you so that you know what I'm using here. I'll give a shout out so you can get a little bit of dry stuff on that one. I want to take that off there so it doesn't fall into my painting. All right, so the colors that I'm using, the base coat here was that quinacridone magenta and carbon black mixture. And then I'm also using iridescent silver fine. These are all golden fluids. And then this is dioxazine purple. And then this is my cloud mix. It does use the Abstract Cellism base mix. And then we have the green gold, which is a lovely color. And then of course, sap green. And then the quinacridone magenta. And then this one is a real pretty one. This is the permanent violet dark. This is a tub paint, I'll show you. It was like this, it's golden, but it's not a fluid acrylic. So what I do to thin this down so that it's more like a fluid acrylic, I go ahead and mix the thinner. That thinner that I used for the top layer that makes the cells, that's the thinner that you use when you want to water these down a little bit. And I use a little bit of that thinner to make this the same consistency as the golden fluids, and then I mix it with the base layer. And that's what I do for all of my tube paints. I don't use a lot of them, but I do have a couple that I use. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the silver, and that's going to be in the very center. Just a tiny bit, just barely enough, because this isn't a huge canvas, just enough to just barely cover the bottom of the cup. And then we're going to come in with the dioxazine purple, which is a beautiful color, my favorite purple. This is that cloud mix that I told you about. And then on top of that, we're going to do the green gold, because I love the green gold next to the cloud mix. And then the sap green. Then I'm going to do a little bit more just as a cushion between the green and the pinks. I'm going to put a little bit more of that cloud mix. And then this is the quinacridone magenta. We want a little bit more of this in there. And then I want that permanent violet dark. Good amount of that in there. And then I'm going to go back in with the dioxazine purple. I think I just got a clump in there. Hold on. I got it. I got it. There we go. I don't know where those clumps are coming from. Blah. I don't want that in my cloud mix. That would be awful. Okay. So that's what my cup looks like. I'm going to go ahead and pour this out, and we're going to see if we can make something pretty. I usually like to not talk, and sometimes I hold my breath. Ooh. Well, that's different. There's just a tiny bit of that silver in the very center, but as I stretch it, that area will get larger, as will this design, which I'm hoping will get bigger. Just a few bubbles. Okay, wow, that's super pretty. The center is a little off center, and that's okay. Just going to scoot it over a little bit, and then I'm going to add some more colors around the outside edge. I will definitely add some more of the Permanent Violet Dark. Mostly on this side, because this is the side that's lacking in the color. And then I think I want to put a little bit more of that base color down too. This is the quinacridone magenta with the carbon black. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, now what I'd like to do, and this is, I like to talk you through this just so, because you're not seeing it from my perspective, but what I like to do, especially with something like this, which has such a clear and distinct shape in the center, I want to keep it there. And, oops, there's some bubbles. And if I spin this the way it is now, if I center it, it's going to be wonky, and the center won't stay quite solid. So what I like to do is find the center of the painting, and then I move the center of the painting to the approximate center, if I can find the approximate center of my spinner, so that as I'm spinning, this part isn't moving. All this is moving. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. And I'm just going to stretch this out a little bit so that it goes to the edge. And this will help so that the composition stays pretty much unaffected by the spinning. I don't want to spin the composition out of, I don't want it to get crazy and screw up the composition, because I really like the way it looks right now. And I think as I spin it and it gets enlarged, some of the green and the pink with the cloud mixture is really creating some beautiful, like a shimmery, almost looks like a staircase. It's really quite beautiful. But the effect is like a watercolor ripple, and I want to keep that as much as possible. So hopefully by just extending this composition by spinning, I will be able to achieve that. So I'm going to spin it just a couple of times, see what we've got, and you'll see that center isn't moving. Everything else is moving, but that center is staying put, and that's exactly what I want to happen. I might tip it this way a tiny bit, because I do want to get some of this spun off as well. You don't have to spin it real hard. It's just the consistent spinning is what's going to get the paint to the edges. And that's what you want. You don't want to splatter your walls, I'm assuming. Well, maybe you do. I don't think you want to splatter your walls. I'm not sure. I guess I shouldn't assume that. Maybe you do. Okay, now I'm going to go this way with it to spin off a little bit of this. And I am going to collect this so that I can put it in my spin-off bucket. Let's go this way. I really like how that quinacridone magenta is mixing with the cloud mix. That looks lovely. Wow, and the silver, the iridescent silver fine, is also mixing with the dioxazine purple, and it looks just beautiful. I might not want to use this as my spinner. I'm really liking this. This is going to create a little bit of a challenge for me. I may not want to paint on this one. I know I had an email from someone who was appalled that I was using this as my spinner, because they felt, I mean, it was very sweet. They felt that it was just this beautiful piece of art, and how could I How could I even conceive of painting? But that's why I made it. That's the whole purpose of making it, was so that I have a pretty spinner. It was kind of an entertaining email. How could you do such a thing? That was my plan. That was my plan all along. Diabolical, I know. I'm just touching up the sides a little bit here. I heard a beautiful quote the other day. I wanted to share it with you. I'm not sure if I had yet. I wanted to make sure that I shared it if I haven't. I don't know. I'm assuming, and again, I probably shouldn't assume. I'm assuming that many of you watching my videos have scars, or you have some scars, or you've seen scars at the very least. And the quote was, "Scars are just memories you can see." And I have quite a few physical scars, anyway. And that quote just really speaks to me. I just love that, because I think oftentimes, maybe you don't, but a lot of people that you'll talk to, especially women, for whatever reason, view scars as unattractive, not beautiful, nothing to be looked at, something to be covered up. And when you think of them as memories that you can see, kind of changes the perspective a little bit, I think, anyway. I just thought it was a beautiful quote. I wanted to share that with you guys. I don't remember where I saw it, and I do not know who I can attribute that quote to. If it was you, please comment, let me know. This is just so pretty. I love this color combination. Again, green and pink, not something that you would normally put together, but it works. It really, I think it really works. I think I need to scoot that over a little bit. It's not quite in the center. Okay, I'm gonna just spin a tiny bit more because I can see on the edges. I don't want to spin off all the green though, so I'm just gonna spin a little bit. There we go. I don't want to lose all this green. That's just beautiful. Now let's look and see what we want the composition to be. Gosh, I don't know. I like it from all directions. I'm going to have a really hard time painting on this, you guys. I had another email, or maybe it was a comment on my video, that asked me, the person asked me if I would sell these, if I would make up the spinners and sell them. So I guess, yeah, if that's what you want. I never thought past creating them and using them, or showing you how to create them. So, wow, this is pretty. This is reminiscent of a cartoon. Maybe it's the colors. It's very cartoonish. I don't know how I want the composition, you guys. I can't. Usually I'm pretty good about figuring the composition, but this one has got me a little stumped. I kind of like it sideways like that. Okay, I have decided. I believe that, the way you are seeing it right now, that's the composition, I think. Oh, there's a bubble. Maybe it's not a bubble. It better be a bubble. That was a bubble. Okay, I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna zoom you in. Oh, before I do that, I want to run through the colors one more time. So the base color that I used, that dark purple, was a quinacridone magenta and carbon black mixture. And then in the center, I used iridescent silver fine. Then next to that, we used the dioxazine purple. And then of course the cloud mixture. I've not yet shared this mix yet. I will be very soon. Then of course the green gold, which is that gorgeous light green that is mixing with the cloud and the purple. So pretty. And then my favorite green, sap green. Just love this color. I was never familiar with that color until I started watching Winsky Downia, and she also loves the sap green, and it's just become one of my favorite. This combination, the green gold and the sap green, has just become some of my favorites. The other one, I'll share those in a second. The other green that looks really nice with the sap green is the PBO, and this is the PBO Studio Acrylics, and that is the iridescent green yellow. And it's just gorgeous with the purple and this. I've done videos using those colors before. It's so beautiful. Okay, and the last two colors, quinacridone magenta, and then of course the permanent violet dark, and that is the one that was in the little jar, little tub. Okay, I'm gonna come around there, take my gloves off, and I'm gonna show you a close-up of this so you can see how gorgeous it is. Turn off the overhead so it doesn't cast anything icky on there. All right, here we go. Let's go to the center. There's the center. And I will be sharing the dry results of this at the end of this video as well. Look at those colors. The pink and the green. Oh my goodness. And there's the dioxazine purple. Ooh, wow. And those two greens. Just that right there. Just, oh my goodness. And those cloudies right there. Ooh, so puffy and cool. That's beautiful. And I could have spun this a lot more, but I did not want to spin off that beautiful green that's on the outside edge. I could have, but I wanted to save it. I really like this. I'm eager to hear your comments, see what you think. Well, there you go. It couldn't have come out better. I am so happy with it. I'm so glad I chose these colors. Again, showing you the versatility of the Abstract Cellism mix. It's not just for Abstract Cellism, it's also for really cool cloud pours. I may do another one on this. I have another cradled wood canvas that has another cloud painting with the similar colors that also got bug footprints in it. I still love it. I'm considering maybe doing one of the ones with my funnel and the Abstract Cellism mix. I'm not sure yet if I want to do that, but I just really like how this one came out. I'm eager to hear what you all think about this. I think it's just beautiful. I love these colors. The pink and the purple and the green and that tiny bit of silver there. And when it's dry, you'll be able to see at the end of this video, the shimmer in the middle that mixed with the dioxazine purple is just gorgeous. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you so much. So glad that you're here. I hope you had fun. You enjoyed this and these colors, trying new things. Please keep coming back for more. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would be so honored to have you as one of my subscribers. I always say Li'l K Artistry has the best subscribers on YouTube. And I know I'm right because you guys are awesome. So I'm so thankful for you. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Have a beautiful day. And this is Li'l K, also known as Kristen. And I'm reminding you, and I'm going to encourage you once again, go make the art. You'll be glad you did.